What a day. What a day. This was one for the record books for sure. Now, obviously you can tell from that thumbnail that something major happened today, and well, rather than telling you about it, why don't I just show you? But in order to show you, I'm gonna need three things. First, my dash cam. And actually, more specifically, the SD card from my dash cam. Second, my SD card reader. And third, my laptop, which I'm not gonna do any cool trick with because the dash cam trick took like 34 takes. So, my laptop. Insert here. Insert here. Might as well get comfy. This is gonna be good. All right. There we go. Okay. We're just looking for the footage from this morning. And scrolling through. Scrolling through, scrolling through, scrolling through. February 10th? Today's March 5th! Are you kidding me? February 10th? What good does that do me? What good is having a safety device in my truck if it's not providing me safety? Right now, I hate Rand McNally. I guess you're gonna have to just settle for the story. I'm sorry to disappoint. I'm more disappointed than you guys are. Let me set up the story for you. So I was driving into Atlanta this morning and I had a load of lumber. And I picked that lumber up out of Haines City, Florida, headed up to Benton, Kentucky. I made it about I think it was like the 108. I didn't look it up, but there's a little mom and pop up there that had fantastic parking, no problems. Woke up nice and early, was headed into Atlanta, was trying to beat that traffic, but didn't quite make it. So, there we are, kind of putting along, and traffic picks up just for a little bit. And we're coming up 75, and I see the split for 41. Now I've already looked at the map like a good little truck driver and saw that if there was bad traffic right there at 75 entering 285 that I could take 41 and kind of cut up and hit 285 be on my merry way. I'm looking over at 41 and I see a lot of cars over there in that exit. I'm thinking, man, this is not good. So I'm in the granny lane and I look over one last time to reassess 41. And when I look back in front of me, all of a sudden there's a magical Mustang. And it's so close to me that the rest of the few seconds of this story is pretty much a blur. All that I remember is thinking, oh, slamming on my brakes, the back of the Mustang disappearing from sight, waiting for a crunch as I divert my eyes over to the mirror to see if there's any lumber, flying like Superman the speed of a bullet headed towards my cab. Thankfully, it stops, but I see this rush of water come off the tarp, and that was actually pretty cool. But as I look back at the Mustang that has disappeared in front of me, apparently we just swapped bugs off of our bumpers, and he took off down the road. And I really, really wish that I had this on dash cam because I am very alert when I'm in traffic because that's the only way to be. I'm not doing anything else. I'm not trying to take a drink. I'm not trying to eat. I'm not trying to do any of the other things that some truck drivers out here on the road do. I'm paying attention. And as this Mustang is speeding off, I think probably a good idea if I get out and check the load. And the lumber that you're going to see in the future picture, it's a very good possibility that this is shifted. So I pull over to the side of the road and I check it out. Now, of course, I tarp this thing, so I can't really tell. The only thing that I can really see, which I'll show you right here, is that the straps are at a severe angle, angling forward. And all that I know is all of the load is pretty much still in place. It doesn't seem like it's unsafe. I figure if I just secure it down, make sure all my straps are nice and tight, that I might actually be able to make it on and make this delivery. That is, if they even want this lumber anymore, because there's no telling what it looks like underneath these tarps. Now, I don't think that the lumber has necessarily been damaged, but these things were in really nice stacks. And you're going to see here in the very short future that these stacks are pretty jacked up. And I was headed to a place that builds homes. And I thought to myself, well, it kind of depends on what kind of builder this is, on whether or not they're going to be super strict about their stacks of wood or not. I mean, I know the builder that built my home was very anal about a lot of things. So I could easily see a builder like that being like, that's probably not good enough for my houses. So I called it in to Mercer, called it in, talked to night dispatch or morning dispatch, because this was early in the morning. And they sent me over to the claims department, talked with the claims department, kind of told them what was going on. They asked me if it was safe to continue. I said yes. They said, okay, when you get there, make sure that they're gonna take the load and call us back, because we don't know if they're gonna take it. So not only were my concerns legit, they had the same concerns. So I've had some close calls. We've all had some close calls out here. If you're a truck driver, from time to time, unfortunately, it happens. If it happens to you all the time, there's something wrong in your driving, but it's gonna happen to you from time to time. The moral of this story is make sure that you have the right amount of securement on your loads, and make sure that you're doing your securement checks. So I've already checked them twice, and by the time I got to Atlanta from Haines City, maybe 280 miles or so, and I've already done 2 securement checks by this time. And that's the only thing that saved me. So this here is what we're looking at when I had to lock them up this morning. As you can see down here, or you can see it from the side, that they're everywhere. You know, the stacks actually started back here, so that'll give you a good point as far as how far out it actually came. And then when you move back, you've got this stack is off. And you see how these are bunched up back here? This stack actually stayed in place pretty well. Well, actually I take that back. These stacks stayed in place pretty well. But look at that, these were up against each other yesterday. And everything, as you can see, all the straps are moved forward. You can see this back bundle. That's all from because somebody thought their time was more important than mine. The securement checks really go overlooked. I don't think they get talked about enough. I did a video back in the day. It's one of my older vlogs. It's kind of when I started getting into some of the camera tricks and some of the little bit fancier vlogs. So you can check that out up there if you want to, but only if you want to laugh. When we lose a load, we make news. And I'm not trying to make the news. Not yet, anyway. But thanks for hanging out with me anyway. If you guys made it this far, smash that like button. You can hit the dislike button. I'll leave that for you to decide. Hit the subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you know when my next video is coming out. But remember, stay driven.